It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Whether it's sports, theater, or concert, for the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. Ticket Liquidator. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. NordVPN.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another edition of The Cam Show on Rogue Media Sports Network. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke behind the glass, keeping us on the air 5 days a week. And, of course, we are right in the middle of this illness known as Red Sox fever. Up 1-0 in the wild card series, one of the great baseball games I've watched in many a year happening last night. We will break that down from all angles. We will also have JJ Misiewicz from Sport Relay coming on to not only break down some of the historic aspects of Game 1, but look ahead to Brian Bayo's start in Game 2, where the Red Sox could sweep the Yankees away. We will also talk about Carlos Rodon's struggles against this team and how Alex Cora just continues to outmanage Aaron Boone. All that and more coming up on this episode of The Cam Show. But we start where we start. Whew. How was that for entertainment value? Game 1, wild card series. Red Sox win it 3-1 in genuinely one of the most intense games I've ever watched. Like, ever. Man, like that was such good grade A playoff baseball. It was a throwback, man. A complete pitcher's duel throughout, enough traffic that there's always some kind of tension going on. It was fantastic. Fantastic. You have runners getting stranded. You've got big time hits from small time players. Like it had everything you could have hoped for Game 1. But really, it starts and it ends with Garrett Crochet. We said coming into this series, the biggest anxiety the Yankees should have is that they have to go up against Garrett Crochet Game 1. And when you have a 3-game series, you know, a couple of innings can really make or best of 3 series, a couple of innings can really make a huge difference. What we saw from Garrett Crochet in Game 1 of this wild card series was nothing short of historic. It's one of the great postseason starts in Red Sox history. A 125-year history. Garrett Crochet went out there and did exactly what you went out and got Garrett Crochet for. I mean, a grown man stat line. First playoff start ever. And it's on the road against the highest scoring team in Major League Baseball. And oh yeah, Not for nothing, it's Red Sox Yankees. What does he do? 7 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 0 walks, and 11 strikeouts. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. Gives up the home run to Volpe, which I hear a lot of people talking about. Oh, that's a rinky-dink little league home run. That one isn't, okay? The only ballpark it wouldn't have been a homer at, ironically enough, would have been Fenway Park. But after the Volpe home run, he sets down 17 straight Yankees. And that last pitch, his career high 117th pitch of the night, the fastest pitch in the game, at 100.2 miles per hour, strikes out Austin Wells. Oink, 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 an absolute pig. Like, completely as advertised, man. He's one of 5 Red Sox pitchers ever to have 10-plus strikeouts in a playoff game. The elite company, Beckett, Pedro, Smokey Joe Wood, Big Bill Dineen. We're going back 120 years to find company for what Garrett Crochet did last night. For a guy who all the concerns were coming in to this season, coming into last month in September, was has he thrown enough innings? Is he durable enough? Are we overusing him? Most pitches by any one pitcher in the playoffs since 2019. Steven Strasburg. This guy was untouchable last night. It's as good as anything we've seen from a Red Sox postseason starter in my book since 2007, Josh Beckett, when he was unhittable. Like, that's how good it was. And don't just take my word for it. Like, let's hear from the Yankees. Here's what the greatest hitter in the game right now had to say about Garrett Crochet.
Crochet tonight.
He's the best pitcher in the game. You know, he's going to work all his pitches. You know, work a little bit more off speed in there early on, but you know, we got the Volpe homer, but couldn't really, and we got guys on there do much after that.
Best pitcher in the game. Not going to argue with you, Aaron. You know what you're talking about. And the best part about all of it, too, is not just that Crochet went out there and did it. Like, we knew he was going to shove. But better yet, he knew it. When you go out and get an ace, okay, you want him to have a complete F you attitude, man. Here's my fastball. Try and hit it. I don't care where we're playing the game, home, away. I don't care if we're playing the best offense in baseball. It's me. This is my time. Dude's never pitched a playoff game, mind you. Never pitched a playoff game. We knew he was going to shove, but more importantly, he knew he was going to shove. And Alex Cora knew he was only going to make one call to the bullpen because Garrett Crochet told him so.
An error where pitchers almost never pitch that long. What is it in Crochet's makeup that you saw him having the ability to do that?
It started yesterday. We were joking around that for some reason our front office was in the bullpen checking something over there, and he was in the dugout with me, and I told him we should call the bullpen, and he's like, tomorrow you're going to make one call to the bullpen. I say maybe 2. He's like, no, 1. It's going to be straight to Chappie. I'm like, okay, I'll take that. And that's how it worked out.
Just balls hitting the floor, man. Just dragging on the floor. Garrett Crochet, Alex Cora, they worked this game absolutely perfectly. Later in the show, by the way, I want to talk about how Alex Cora completely managed circles around Aaron Boone in this game, even though I think Aaron Boone probably gets a little bit too much flack. But it starts with that Yankee bullpen in the 7th inning. You know, as great as Crochet was pitching, the Red Sox offense couldn't touch Max Fried. It was a shutout through 6 1/3, and then they take him out. And all of a sudden, the wheels fall off. This Yankee bullpen, still the worst bullpen in the postseason, but definitely was better in the last few weeks of the regular season. And it starts with Cedar Rafaela. I mean, can we just tell Cedar Rafaela that every at-bat is like the World Series on the line? When he's in a big at-bat, he comes through all the time, man, all the time. And sometimes it's not even with a hit. best plate appearance, not at bat, best plate appearance of the whole season for Cedon. Luke Weaver comes in. He falls down 0-2, and he's the toughest guy to walk in the entire league. Like, the dude does not want to walk. He and Trevor Story, it's almost impossible to walk them. And he's down 0-2. Somehow, he works an 11-pitch at-bat plate appearance and walks. And then it's Nick Sogard. And this is so important to the Cora aspect of things. Nick Sogard was only in the lineup because it was a lefty starter. The only reason. His OPS is 300 points higher against lefties than it is against righties. It's like 540 against righties. And he sticks in there. And I'm like, why? Why is he sticking with him? And then Nick Sogard comes through with the biggest hit of the night. Biggest hit of the night. It's a single 10 times out of 10, except Aaron Judge lollygags it out there, kind of tosses it in, and there goes Sogard, forcing the issue, gets to second, now second and third. That is the difference in the game right there. When the runs come at such a premium, that was the difference in the game, because then you get Alex Cora even more in his bag. He's pinch hitting for his leadoff guy. But Masataka Yoshida, what a damn story. One of the worst hitters in baseball all year. Like, just a complete waste of a roster spot for months and months. But in September, all the way to the last day, he was hot, hot, hot. And I thought Lou Merloni had a good point about this after the game, where he said, yeah, you're pinch hitting for your leadoff guy, but you get second and third and one out. You need someone who's going to put the ball in play here. Like, bar none, you got to have someone who's doing that. Masataka does not walk a lot. He also doesn't strike out a lot. And so he comes in, first pitch swinging, belt high, up the middle, base hit. Red Sox take the lead. Bregman gets a $40 million hit, 2-strike double for the insurance run. And there it is. You've won the ball game. Well, then the ninth inning happens. Okay. Chapman gets the big out in the eighth. I liked that move. I think that was the right move. You could have gone Whitlock, but I think then you face Whitlock against Ben Rice, who he's never faced. But I like the chances of Chapman versus the lefties specifically, but also the righties in this Yankee lineup. Gets the big out, stays out for the ninth. It was a bit of a long top of the ninth, and it's looking bleak, man. Single, 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 bases loaded, nobody out. And I'm screaming. I'm like, man, you've got Whitlock out there. Chapman has been the best reliever in baseball this year, but Whitlock's been like number 2 or 3 all year. I'm like, you gotta bring someone in. Like, you can't let this go on. Chapman doesn't get hit. When he gets into trouble in like his whole career, it's been walks. And he hasn't been hit at all this year. I'm like, this is bad. His fastball's 95. I don't know if he's sick or what, but you got to get him out of there. That's probably one of the reasons why I don't manage the Boston Red Sox. No one warming up in the bullpen. This was primed for a huge Chapman playoff implosion. Just like all the Yankees fans thought and were hoping was coming. Anthony Armando, the Monument Pod yesterday, saying, hey, maybe that happens. We've seen it before. We've seen the Altuve thing. But this is a different Aroldis Chapman. A different one. Strikeout, shallow fly ball, strikeout, ball game. And for as much talk about how historic Garrett Crochet was, how about the Yankees making some history last night? First team in MLB history in the postseason to load the bases with no outs in the ninth inning and not only lose that game, but not score a single run. That's the kind of history we're talking about. Red Sox Yankees game 1. And now you're in the driver's seat. What did I say? This best of 3 series, you get one dominant start, and all it takes is a couple of bounces after that. And you've gone out and got that. And you still have your biggest advantage as your biggest advantage, which is your bullpen. You only used one guy last night. But that's all part of how Alex Cora just managed circles around Aaron Boone. That's coming up later in the show. But let me know what you guys thought about game 1, and whether the Red Sox can get it done to and screw and get the Yankees out of here on their home field today. Let me know in the comments section below. Then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're coming at you 5 days a week, live on YouTube, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. And of course, we're talking Red Sox all week until they lose. I might not shave till they lose. We'll see. It'll probably be slightly more impressive than this. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Because when we come back on the Cam Show, we will have JJ Misiewicz of Sport Relay coming on to join us to break down the minutia of Game 1 and then take a look ahead at Brian Bayo's bounce-back day, potentially in Game 2, and whether the Red Sox can get it done in a sweep at Yankee Stadium. That's coming up next after this short break on the Cam Show.
Hi, I'm Mitch, the co-founder of Cake, a sexual health and wellness company designed for today and designed for you. Yes, you. The entire product line can be found at hellocake.com, and it's also available in every Walmart near you.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
With San, owning iconic furniture no longer requires paying a premium. With over 15,000 satisfied customers worldwide, we've proven that high-quality furniture doesn't have to come with a high price tag. Explore our collection today at san.com.
So all you have to do is tap your Popple to the back of someone's phone, like that, and they instantly get your social media and contact info right on their screen. They don't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. So get your Popple today and start impressing everyone you meet. Make it pop.
Samsonite is the world leader in durable, high-quality luggage and travel accessories. Travel with Samsonite and pack confidence every step of the way. Shop now at shop.samsonite.com. Samsonite. We offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high-traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at bizchair.com to transform your business. Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Welcome back to it, the Cam Show on Rogue Media Sports Network, breaking down the Game 1 victory for the Red Sox and looking ahead to tonight's crucial Game 2 at Yankee Stadium. So here with me now, JJ Misiewicz of Sport Relay, joining the program. He has been covering this Red Sox team all year. JJ, how about that for some entertainment value, Red Sox-Yankees Game 1?
Oh, boy. That was a real butt puckerer of a game. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it really helps when you do have Garrett Crochet on the mound, right? What we saw was phenomenal, and I'm a creature of the moment, so to speak. But where does that rank for you in terms of some of the great Red Sox postseason starts we've seen?
Oh, boy. Might be recency bias, but I think that's very high up. I mean,
he's got to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was as old school of a pitching performance as it gets, going for 118 pitches.
Yeah, fastest one of the night being the last one. I mean, that's like you can't teach that, man. That is ace, alpha, whatever you want to say, kind of stuff right there.
Yeah, that's what the Red Sox have needed for a long time. Pretty much, I'd say ever since Chris Sale started dealing with his injury problems, they needed an ace like that can just go shove.
Yeah, and to that point too, like I'd love to have a Chris Sale performance in that pantheon, but he just never had his best stuff in the playoffs. So I think you got to go back to Beckett in 07, which was he was unhittable to get that kind of performance. But I do want to look at the other side of this, JJ. Like we didn't talk about it much in the first segment, but Max Fried was pitch for pitch with Crochet. I mean, he's pulled at 102 pitches with 1 out in the 7th, still throwing a shutout. What do you make of Aaron Boone's decision there to pull him and then go to where the Red Sox have the biggest advantage, and that's go to the Yankees bullpen?
I mean, that's tough because Max Fried, especially in the 6th, was really starting to lose his stuff. Down the stretch of Fried's outing, Red Sox are doing really well at just making him throw pitches in the strike zone. Specifically, both of Carlos Narvaez's last 2 at bats against Fried, he forced a 6-pitch and a 9-pitch walk, and Ceddanne Rafaela, he forced an 11-pitch walk in the 7th. So I'm not necessarily of the popular belief that Fried could have stayed in the game.
It's interesting because I kind of looked at it the same way that the Red Sox approached Garrett Crochet. And that was, basically Cora not only trusted Crochet in general, but trusted him to keep that Yankee lineup compromised. And for that same reason, Aaron Boone, I thought, played it more into the Red Sox hands by doing that, by allowing you to pinch hit a Yoshida and then a Wilyer Abreu later on in that inning. But it's certainly coming under a lot of scrutiny today. But hey, if they get 2 outs there, he's a genius, right? And he's pulling them at the exact right time. The Red Sox, just happened to pounce on that, and one of them comes through the Nick Sogard hit. Biggest hit of the game, really. And it's Aaron Judge kind of taking his time a little bit to get it out there. Booney really deflected against that in the press conference, saying, no, he wasn't lollygagging it. But Nick Sogard gets to second base on that play. Is that reminiscent of what we saw in last year's World Series of like the Red Sox basically saying, we're going to make the Yankees play defense here and try and beat us that way?
Oh, 100%. I mean, everybody saw the meltdown in the World Series, and it's not like the personnel out there really changed much at all.
Yeah. And we know Judge does not have the strongest arm to begin with. It's okay. And he's had the arm injuries. And what was your opinion on that? Do you think he was kind of lollygagging a little bit for Sogard to get to second there?
I mean, it's not the worst effort I've seen in the outfield, but I mean, against a guy like Sogard, you really got to be on your P's and Q's.
And that forces the issue. And then your Yoshida base hit brings in 2 runs rather than 1. And that's the difference in the ball game happening right there. But I want to go on something you said a few answers back, because obviously Sogard gets the biggest hit, right? Bregman gives you the key insurance run. I think it was a 2-out, 2-strike double in the 9th, a $40 million hit, right? But how important was a guy with no hits last night in Carlos Narvaez?
Oh my gosh. He was so vitally important, because he was the best at throughout the course of the game at just making Max Fried throw pitches and getting his pitch count up. I honestly think that that in part with Carlos Narvaez's at bats and really just being a tough out against Fried at the very least finishes the 7th.
Probably so. And we see Narvaez sell both of those walks, man. I know the broadcast team was all over it, but how about a guy who all season long, man, like Carlos Narvaez is not getting MVP votes or anything, but he stabilized that position both at the plate and behind the plate the whole season for a guy who hasn't played playoff baseball, who used to be a Yankee, right? To have that kind of confidence, like, is he one of the most important parts of this team in general?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, Connor Wong he's never really floated my boat offensively.
No.
So
no one's. I don't think
it's nice at least having someone that can produce a little bit at the catcher spot and just being able to platoon.
Yeah, and by the way, to add on to that, 3 for 6 with a home run and 3 RBI lifetime against Carlos Rodon. So something to keep in mind there. And let's talk about Rodon a little bit, because you got the Yankees' best starter by far in Fried. And obviously Rodon's had himself a heck of a year as well. I don't want to take away from that. But even with a compromised lineup that the Red Sox will put out there against left-handers, Rodon has struggled against this Red Sox team this year. What do the Yankees need from him today to keep their season alive?
I mean, they're probably going to be asking something similar of what they got from Fried, I think, because
That's a lot.
I have a lot of belief in Brian Bayo to be able to deliver good 6-7 innings out there. So I think Rodon's going to either have to match him or one up him.
Well, let's talk about Bayo for a second here, because there's kind of two schools of thoughts you could go by here. He's obviously struggled a bit down the stretch. He's not going as deep into ball games. You're kind of starting to see more of the 2023, 2024 Brian Bayo after 2.5 months of just lights out baseball. Like, he was going start for start with Crochet, and all the numbers were very similar for a majority of the season. So you have that angle, but you also have how well he's pitched against the Yankees in his lifetime. 2.35 ERA against them in his career. How he's pitched against them this year, sub-2 and a 1.89 ERA. And how about at that stadium? 7 shutout innings at Yankee Stadium earlier this year. So are you going with how he's fared against this team historically and even as recently as a month and a half ago? Or are you going with how he's been the last couple of weeks in terms of your confidence level for Brian Bayo tonight?
I'm definitely going historically with how I think Bayo's going to do. And also, I don't think it's the worst thing if Bayo ends up only giving you like maybe only 5 innings, because the Red Sox pretty much have everyone else on deck in the bullpen outside of Chapman. They have Whitlock, they have Slayton, they have Wilson, even a guy like Zach Kelly who's really been impressive the last month or so. So I don't think Bayo needs to necessarily do as much as I think Rodon needs to.
Yeah, that's a really good point too of using the one reliever last night, right? Like, you've got all your high leverage guys, including Garrett Whitlock, who has been shut down, almost just as shut down as Chapman, weirdly enough, the whole season. And when you look at how this shakes out, so obviously, if worse comes to worse, Chapman can pitch tonight. Like, that, it's the playoffs, it's game 2. You know what I mean? Like, that can happen. But when you look at the rest of the guys you have available, you'll see Weissert, right? You'll see Slayton in all likelihood. You'll see Whitlock in all likelihood. But from a left-handed standpoint, do you think they could ask, because we see how compromised that Yankee lineup gets when it's going against left-handed pitching. Do you think they could be asking Peyton Tolley for some big outs tonight, or are you going with more of some of those experienced guys, lefties?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna go one bigger. I think Tolley might very well be an X factor throughout this playoff run for the Red Sox, because I think especially when you don't have Giolito in there to get starts, you're probably going to need somebody out the pen that can go, maybe 2 or 3 innings without giving up much. And I think Tolley could very much be that guy, because I don't really see anybody else in that Red Sox pen that can do that. And I think Tolley could very much do that if, God forbid, one of the starters ends up crap in the bed.
Yeah. And the thing with Tolley too, that's so good, right? His whole season, babied might be a strong term, but of course they didn't try to really wear out his arm or anything like that. And it was a lot of developing secondary pitches. That's clearly the next step he's got to take at the major league level. But he's already got such a plus fastball, even to major league hitters. And the extension is all the great stuff we talk about, his arm extension. And so do you think that really benefits him for them to say, look, Peyton, give us 3 outs, man, cut it loose, use your fastball, bring it up as hard as you can, 98, 99, and just cut the thing loose. Let's not worry about how we're attacking hitters to some degree. Let's not worry about what the changeup's doing. You think that is going to unleash the best Peyton Tolley that the Red Sox can get right now?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, if Aroldis Chapman can dominate with his fastball for going on 16 years now, I think Tolley maybe I shouldn't say Tolley has the same potential as Chapman, because that's a very high bar, but I think Tolley is more than capable of being able to give you at least 1 inning with his fastball.
I just think that freedom is going to do that kid some good, right? Of like, hey man, just let it loose. Let's just have it for an inning. Did want to talk about, you talked a lot about the left-right splits and how that's broken down. Of course, Red Sox going up against another lefty today in Carlos Rodon, but Masataka Yoshida. I don't know where it came from. I'm not going to ask any questions, any follow-up questions. He went from being pretty much useless for them for a couple of months to being arguably their best, most important hitter down the stretch in the last week and a half. He comes through again in a pinch hit situation in game one. So let me throw this at you, JJ. We're talking about going up against Rodon today. Could you see a scenario if you were in Alex Cora's office today where you just say, screw it, let's go hot hand, DH Yoshida, Ref Snyder at left, Duran on the bench?
Oh, gosh. That I'm not 100% sure about because a lot of Yoshida's best work these last couple of weeks or so has been all against righties, again specifically against the Blue Jays, Kevin Gausman and Max Scherzer. But at the same time, Duran's been on just such a cold streak over the last month. I could see some experimentation going on there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's a good question.
And this is where it comes down to, like, obviously the Red Sox, like everyone else, are super analytical, but we've seen how Cora manages in the postseason. There's a lot of feel there, and the feel more often than not actually comes through in the playoffs. So Yoshida, you mentioned it, mostly against righties. That's true. And against Rodon is 1 for 6 with a single. Like, there's not much to go off of there. It could be a situation where Cora's like, I got a feel for this thing, just like I had last night with the pitching. And we could see some Masa Yoshida and maybe Jared Duran comes through in a big spot. But this is obviously kind of the big one today. The team that wins game one of the wild card has won every wild card series so far. But I don't know how much you want to take that into account when it is a 3-game series. Like, anything can happen there. But do you think the Red Sox have the advantage again tonight because of the way these starting pitchers have pitched against the other team?
Oh, 100%. I think Fried was like, I think Fried was very much the Yankees' best shot as far as pitching goes, and even that, and Aaron Boone managed to almost outmanage himself in a way. And I mean, not that I don't think Rodon could have a similar performance, but that feels like a bit more of a pipe dream, especially after the Red Sox prevailed.
All right, JJ, before we get you out of here, I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay, who wins it tonight and why?
I'm going with the Red Sox by way of a nasty bullpen performance. I think I'm not 100% certain that we should see Greg Weiser because, and this is something that my dad actually brought up to me, is that over his last, I believe, like 12 or 13 appearances, he's only allowed runs in 4 of them, but I think all of them he's allowed multiple runs, and they're
all inherited too. It just screws somebody else's ERA. They're all inherited runners. You can't bring them in with guys on base.
Yes, that's also something that I had mentioned in some of my recent Sport Relay articles, is that Cora had a bit of a nasty habit of and it happened to Lucas Giolito specifically, of letting Giolito load the bases and then putting in another reliever to try and get the job done. It happened in the last game of the Blue Jays series, and it happened, I believe, on Giolito's start against the Athletics, I think on the 17th. So I was really real nervous when Chapman loaded the bases. I thought, son of a gun, he did it again.
You're thinking, man, the Yankees are going to have to make literal MLB postseason history here to not score a run. And the Yankees, they did just that. They did just that. First team in MLB postseason history to do that. JJ Misiewicz of Sport Relay, excuse me. I mean, you can replay his Sport Relay articles all the time. JJ, tell the people where they can find your coverage and how they can keep up with you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Like you said, find me at sportrelay.com. I cover the Red Sox beat. And I also have a blog / portfolio website of my own. It's called JJ's New England Sports Corner, where you'll find links to all my Sport Relay articles, as well as articles that I write on the rest of the New England sports teams, the Patriots, Celtics, and the Bruins. And I'll be pretty active this winter covering the Celtics and Bruins.
Oh, yeah. He's got it all covered, folks. I've been following along for quite a while here. JJ has got it all covered. How much is coming from his dad? I don't know. I don't care. It's all great stats. So check him out there. JJ, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me, brother.
Anytime. There he goes. JJ Misiewicz of Sport Relay here on the Cam Show as the Red Sox look to make it a 2-game sweep over the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. We will tell you how they are going to get there, preview some more in depth of this pitching matchup today. We're going to do it next on the Cam Show.
Circulon C1 Series Clad with Scratch Defense Non-Stick. Maximize cooking, minimize cleaning. Discover the unmatched durability and elegance scratch-free, worry-free, forever.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. We deliver premier protection at affordable prices and express shipping. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
Send money abroad in just a few steps with Remitly. Sign up with your email, enter an amount, choose how your loved ones receive the money, enter your recipient's information, select a payment method, hit send, and relax. Download the Remitly app today.
Your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. From first touchdown scorer to anytime TD props, or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. New customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code CAMSHOW. That's code CAMSHOW to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Fees may apply in Illinois. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. That's INTERNXT.com today.
Welcome to Market XLS, your all-in-one Excel solution for investors. Designed as an enterprise-grade platform, Market XLS caters to investment managers, secure and efficient investment management and research. Book your free demo.
What if you could clean clean? With bio-based formulas and deep cleaning enzymes. No dyes, phthalates, or mystery ingredients. Just powerful pods for your dishes and laundry. Now you can, with drops made clean, made to clean.
Back to the show, the Cam Show. Rogue Media Sports Network. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke behind the glass, keeping us on the air. Special thank you to JJ Misiewicz for joining the show today. Guys, check out his work, sportrelay.com, and obviously the website he plugged, where he's got all his stuff in one corner. I mean, how about that? A man after my own heart, covering all 4 Boston sports teams. Don't pigeonhole him into one. And he's been keeping it up through the playoff push and now into the postseason. So special thanks to JJ for coming on and joining the show today. Looking back at game 1, looking ahead at game 2, and where these two things meet. And because 6:08 tonight, the Red Sox can start getting this done and not have to worry about Connolly early in game 3 in a winner-take-all game at Yankee Stadium. Now, we're thinking way ahead here, but if they do get to a divisional series round against the Blue Jays, there's going to be a bullpen game in there. Like the Red Sox just don't have the starters to throw 4 deep at you. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Like, I don't think it ends your playoff hopes. 2 years ago, I watched the Texas Rangers team that basically had 2 starters. If I'm wrong about that, Zach can correct me at the end of the show, but they basically threw out 2 starters, man, with Eovaldi and Montgomery, and those dudes were horses. Like, they each gave you 6-7 every night, which, I mean, that's still a big deal in the 2020s. And you do have a guy in Crochet who's thrown not only the most innings of his career by far, but more innings than anybody in the league right now. But anyway, let's shift our focus to game 2 here, while also looking back on game 1 to see how that plays into tonight's game, because this series is so much about matchups, right? Judge versus Bayo tonight, and he sucks against him, by the way. You know, Crochet against the lefties, Fried against the lefties, and power on power, Chapman against Judge. It all comes down to matchups, but maybe the most important matchup of this series is in the 2 dugouts. Alex Cora versus Aaron Boone. And this has been advantage Cora for the 3rd time in 3 postseason meetings. Series isn't over yet. And the Yankees could still win this thing, but it would probably be in spite of their manager. Obviously, the much maligned talking point today is Boone pulling Max Fried with 1 out in the 7th inning. And I understand why he did it. And JJ talked about it in that great interview there of, like, Max Fried was starting to lose the zone a little bit. He was. And I did notice the same thing with Crochet in the 7th. He went through the 7th spotless. It was 1, 2, 3, but he was starting to miss on that cutter a little bit, starting to leave it outside, like way outside, not hittable, but way outside. And I look at what the two mindsets have to be. You know, Aaron Boone knows his biggest disadvantage in this series is his bullpen against the Red Sox bullpen for the last 9, 10 outs of a ball game. 8 in this case. Like, he knows that's his biggest disadvantage. And he didn't trust his guy. And that's where Alex Cora really thrives in the postseason, that you can't see in a box score and that you don't really see in a regular season. He trusts his guys. Again, there was no reason for Nick Sogard to still be hitting in that 7th inning when it was against a righty. Switch hitter, he's way better against lefties. OPS is 300 points higher, but he came through for you. And Alex Cora looks like a genius, because the next guy you could pinch hit is Yoshida for Ref Snyder. And he comes through on the first pitch, and he looks like a genius again. But how he handled this bullpen and his starting pitcher, Crochet to go out there for the 8th inning and face 2 lefties, gets the first one, Volpe singles, and you're like, okay, maybe, now the tying runs on base, and he's thrown 110 pitches. And they made him work the last inning or so. And then he gets absolute nails performance from him against Austin Wells. It goes to 3-2. It's a long at bat, and pitch 117 is coming in at 100 miles an hour right on the black for the strikeout. And then you go to Chapman. And Cora explained it after the game, And it makes a ton of sense. You brought out Crochet in the 8th and brought in Chapman in the 8th, mainly because you didn't want the kid from Cohasset to hit. Ben Rice sitting there on the bench, doesn't hit lefties at all, but has hit 26 homers this year. And you know if you're bringing Whitlock in, who's never faced him, that you're running a huge risk with him representing the go-ahead run. And so you bring in Chapman and have them keep with the righties and then Trent Grisham, and you let the chips fall where they may. Alex Cora trusted his guys. Again, Chapman gets into all kinds of trouble in the 9th inning. Nobody warming up in the bullpen. My neighbors knew it too because I was screaming, like, where's Whitlock? Man, bring him in. He's falling apart. Like, you can't do that. Alex Cora sits back and says, Aroldis Chapman has been the best pitcher in baseball the entire season. Starter, reliever, or otherwise. He's been the best, most unhittable pitcher. That fastball goes from 95 to 100, and Chapman gets 3 straight guys out. Alex Cora trusted his guys. Aaron Boone did not. And I think that's the difference here. And it could be the difference in the series if it gets managed similarly here in Game 2. And I feel for Aaron Boone just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because I don't think he's as bad as a manager as most people make him out to be. And I think the difference is every Aaron Boone move is criticized for 6 months a year. Home game in the playoffs. Yankee fans are just waiting for him to fail. They're waiting for it. And look, Red Sox fans and Red Sox media, they still criticize every move too. But there's no waiting for Alex Cora to fail. Cora gets some flack here. But I think most Red Sox fans know what this is. This is not a complete team right now. They could still beat anybody in the American League. But it's still not a complete team. And Cora, it feels like, just has a better feel for his roster and trusting his guys. More of a feel than Aaron Boone does. And by the way, they've been at the same post for the same amount of time. And it came down to matchups last night. Cora had the masterstroke. It's going to come down to matchups again today, as it does in the postseason. And as bad as Brian Bayo, or as spotty as Brian Bayo has been last month, he owns this team. You thought Crochet owned this team. Bayo's actually got a better career ERA against the Yankees than Crochet does. And he's got a better ERA in 3 starts this year than Crochet does against the Yankees. 1.89 in his 3 starts. And that's coming off a bad one in September, by the way. 7 shutout innings at the stadium last time he pitched there. And there are some guys with some success off him in this lineup. Cody Bellinger has hit a couple homers. He's 4 for 10 off him. Trent Grisham, 3 for 9 with a couple of doubles. The guy who was acting like a petulant child after the game last night is probably the one who hits him the best, Jazz Chisholm. 300 with a homer and 3 RBI. What a performance by him in the clubhouse after the game. Won't even pretending, we've all done it, just pretending to look for something so no one will talk to you, except for the fact that there are reporters just trying to do their job, asking him questions about why he wasn't in the lineup today. And he decided to act like a little bitch. Like, that's how he acted. He acted like a child. But you look at the big hitters in this Yankee lineup. Ben Rice, supposed to mash against righties instead, 3 for 11 against Brian Bayo. Giancarlo Stanton, the guy you can't pitch to in the playoffs. My God, he's just a monster in the playoffs. 2 for 10 off Bayo in his career. 2 singles, 7 strikeouts. Think about that. He's made 8 outs against Brian Bayo in his career, and only one of them did he actually hit it. Aaron Judge, the worst of them. 2 for 21 against Brian Bayo. 8 strikeouts, no homers. And the thing that has to make you feel really good about Game 2 as a Red Sox fan is the bullpen. Again, it's their biggest advantage that they've got. And Bayo always pitches well against the Yankees. And if he gives you 5 good innings, it's going to feel like 7 good innings because of how you handled last night. 2 pitchers last night. That's unheard of in postseason baseball in the 2020s and even the 2010s. So tonight, you've still got Weiser. You've still got Slayton. You've still got Whitlock all at your disposal on full rest. And we know Cora will use him in all kinds of different situations. 3 outs, 4 outs, a full 6 outs. He's going to throw caution to the wind in the playoffs. And more often than not, it has worked. Alex Cora probably hasn't been to the postseason enough as the Red Sox manager in his third trip in 9 seasons as the Red Sox manager, 8 seasons as the Red Sox manager. But when he gets there, he knows how to manage in these situations. The bullpen is your biggest advantage in this series, and you still have that advantage even after a super intense 3-1 white-knuckle Game 1 win. Like if I told you the other day, the Red Sox are going to win 3-1 in an absolute pitcher's duel, classic matchup at Yankee Stadium in Game 1, you'd say, perfect, sign me up anytime. But, ooh, that stinks, because then you're going to have your high-leverage guys go for 2 games in a row in Game 2. The beauty is you don't have to do that. Chapman is the only one who might possibly be unavailable. And so I look at it and I say this, there's obviously no guarantee that you win tonight and end the Yankee season on their home field in 2 games. But it's the best position you could ask the Red Sox to be in, is it not? Like, looking at this postseason from afar when we knew it was coming, you knew you were going to have a chance in any of these short series because Garrett Crochet would pitch Game 1. But when you get a much compromised lineup because you're going up against a lefty, 2 games in a row against 2 lefties, and you told me that this was the situation they would be in, I would pay whatever. Sign me up. You already got to their best lefty. Not really, right? But you got to them when their best lefty started a ball game because he didn't give up a run. And now you go up against a lefty who's really struggled against this team, and their offense is waiting to break out here. They're due for an 8-run game. Is it tonight? Do the Red Sox get it done tonight, Game 2, Yankee Stadium, and sweep them away? And avoid all that anxiety of what would come for a Game 3 and who would pitch in that one. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you live every weekday, high noon Eastern time, and we're covering the Red Sox inside and out. So if you are in to this Red Sox postseason and you want all the coverage possible, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's completely free, and you will find us on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts 5 days a week. Thanks for joining in. I'm Cam Stewart, your host. Zach Burke is behind the glass, keeping us on the air. We will see you same time tomorrow, reacting to Game 2 and looking ahead for what's possibly next for the Boston Red Sox, whether it's a Game 3 or elsewhere. We'll see you then tomorrow on another edition of The Cam Show.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious.
At Open Goal USA, we're revolutionizing training for both soccer and lacrosse with our innovative portable rebounders. Perfect for players of all ages and skill levels. Visit OpenGoAAALUSA.com and elevate your training today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Get paid fast faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.